Hi there, Lisa Starr and Win Business back with another episode of StarCast. Last week, I was pleased to be at the Health and Fitness Association annual conference in Las Vegas. HFA, formerly known as IRSA, is the largest fitness show in America and attended by somewhere between 7,000 and 10,000 people from all over the world, not just America. I was delighted to be invited to moderate a panel entitled Holistic Health Experiences, the Business of Becoming Well, where we had 3 panelists from around the world discuss their different business models. Emily Hernandez, the CEO of Inner Flow in Barcelona, Daniel Stickler, the CEO of the Covery Wellness franchise from here in the States, and Matt Ryman, CEO of SheaFit, which is a technology app that has fascinating applications based in Australia. So this is an intro by way of explaining what you're about to listen to. I hope you enjoy the episode. Thank you. Hi there, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. My name is Lisa Starr, and I am a consultant in the spa and wellness space and a journalist and a podcaster, and I've been in that space for decades. And you might say, but what are you doing here at a fitness conference? Well, the lines are blurring, aren't they? So that's what we're here to talk about today. We have 3 great panelists who are going to give you examples of how fitness and wellness are coming together that are going to intrigue you and hopefully give you some good inspirational ideas. Can I see a show of hands for who here has a fitness business now? Great, that's about 40% of you. Who has a wellness business now? Fair amount. Who's here trying to figure out which side they want to be on? Couple of you. Okay. So this is the interesting thing, right? They all used to be in different buckets and they're starting to blur. And I wanted to get us started by showing a little bit of the progression of how the finances are going. Is anybody familiar with the Global Wellness Institute? Some of you. So the Global Wellness Institute has researchers who put numbers together to the wellness industry. They started doing this about 16 or 17 years ago, and they spend all year going deeper into the numbers. This is where our market was in 2017. There are 11 sectors that they track now. This one was a previous version that has fewer. You will see the bottom right green button was spa. That was $119 billion at the time. And next to it, the fitness, mind, body circle at $595 billion. So that was kind of where fitness was. Spa is much smaller, of course. The biggest bubble has always been the one on the right, the personal care, because, we all use shampoo and deodorant, and around the world, everybody buys those things. So that was always the biggest bucket. And of course, business grows, except for COVID. So this is 2020, right after COVID, and you will see that the spa number on the bottom right is now 68 billion from 119. Spas, the hot springs, and workplace wellness lost 40% of their revenue value in COVID. And fitness lost some too. However, at this point, Global Wellness started combining the fitness with other activities that are fitness related, and they named it something different, physical activity. And that bubble now includes the gear that we wear, the athleisure, the shoes, the Fitbits, all the things that we buy to be fit. And that bubble has gotten much bigger. And now you see these numbers were released last fall, and the physical activity bubble is now almost as big as the personal and beauty care, and spas are getting back up to where they used to be. So these are really interesting numbers to me to track, because when you look at, from a spa perspective, when I first saw this, I thought, oh, well, spas are small, but look how much room we have to grow, right? People are spending a lot of money on wellness, and so let's get into that. And as we go through time and pandemics and drama, we're starting to see the continued melding of the fitness and wellness worlds, which is what brings us here today. So I have 3 amazing panelists from all around the world to join us. Emily Hernandez is joining us from Barcelona. We have Daniel Stickler from Georgia. And we have Matt Ryman, who doesn't know what where he is. He's been back and forth to Australia in the last week, but he is Australian. Are you based? Based there. He's in a plane. He lives on a plane. So they're going to each share with us what they do, why they're here on the stage, and then we're going to dig a little deeper into the factors behind the business model. So, Amelia, I'll ask you to go first and tell us a little bit about your business, which is Innerflow.
Hello. Whoa, too much, Jukos. Hello to everyone. It's really a pleasure to be here. I'm always used to be on your side, so it's my first time in this side, so it's very nice, but I'm a little bit nervous. I've been in the fitness industry for around more than 20 years. I'm coming from the fitness area as a fitness trainer, personal trainer, and I've been managing teams and managing clubs in Barcelona, in Spain, and also sometimes in South America, in Chile. And for the last 2 years, I've been involved in a new fitness facility that just opened the doors today, 7 months ago. So in 7 months, where we've been trying to rearrange the way that fitness is sold, especially in Barcelona. But since we've tried to do something different, right now I found myself in Las Vegas. So you can imagine in 7 months, it's just kind of crazy for us. Okay.
Daniel, welcome to you.
Yeah, thank you. One thing I would say that's very unique about this panel is that we all three have the coolest accents out of any panel board out there. Here at the HFA, Australian, Southerner, and Spain. So that's a pretty unique opportunity. But yeah, I'm from Middle Georgia. I am CEO and owner of the Covery. I took over the Covery about 6 or 7 months ago. I'm also in the gym business. Currently, we have 9 locations on the gym side. We're very much so play in small towns and small sandboxes. And we also have 14 Covery brick and mortar locations, with 3 of those being what we consider a kiosk model. We took over, me and my wife took over a HRT clinic or a TRT clinic a few years back. When we took over the brand, we brought more of the medical and aesthetic piece into our brick and mortars. And then our third business is actually a virtual platform that we've launched in all 50 states.
Awesome. Thank you. And now for Matt.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for having us here. Definitely a spread of the accents. I like that. So we're with Shea Group, and we've set out a pretty big mission and vision to help the whole planet, prevent or reverse disease, to be healthy, to be happy, to live forever. And so we have spent about 25 years developing very, very cool intelligence. We were the ones doing artificial intelligence before anyone knew what it was or before ChatGPT came out. And you can scan your body on the outside to understand yourself on the inside. You can understand about your biology, you can understand about your hormones, about your nutritional deficiencies, about brain activity, about many things just with a smartphone camera. And from that, there's a very, very advanced AI that can help you understand the things that you need for you to be healthy and happy. And so we apply that in a very detailed way in the health and fitness industry that I'll share about when we get going. But that's what we're here for, and help really to help you understand how unique you are, how different you are, and how that applies to your training, to your nutrition, to your sleep, to your stress, to your relationships at home, to who you are and how you even go meditating at night. So that's a little bit about us.
Brilliant. All right. Thank you. So now we're going to go back to Amelia and ask a little bit more about what is Innerflow, besides that it has an awesome name, and the pictures are super cool. Tell us about how the business started. Like, why was it started?
Okay, so Innerflow, as I told you, was born 1.5 years, 2 years ago. It's an company created by Thomas Mayer. He's the owner of the Desigual clothing company. He owns an amazing building in front of the beach in Barcelona. And because of his personal beliefs and the space he had, he decided he wanted to create a space for wellness, space for well-being, completely different than all other gyms that he had ever been or facilities that he knew. So that's why he's very good at clothing, but he doesn't know a lot about fitness. So that's why I jumped into the equation. And we wanted to create something different because also at the side of my fitness facility, I have 2 huge fitness clubs of very classic, very old from Barcelona, with more than 10,000 members, each one of them. So we wanted to create something that was completely different. That's why we created, this is what you see here. That's what we call the member journey. And we wanted to split it in three very different and very important parts for us. For me, that I've been in the fitness industry for so long, every time I talk or every time I've been talking, it was always about training. What was the training what we're doing? What facilities we have? What are the machines we do? What classes we do? That's what has been on my mouth for 20 years. And we found out that there was a new current, that's why we're here today, of people looking for something else, looking at the health and at the body as a whole, not just the physical part, but also the mental part, also the spiritual part. So we created this model based in three items. As you can see, we give the same importance to the assessment. I like to say that if you cannot measure something, you don't know if you're improving it or not. Training, that's the classic part. And then the recovery. I also like to tell people that that's not in the business like you are, that you all know, that the body, it doesn't improve when you train. It improves when you rest from training. So a lot of people don't know that and just come to our facilities to train, and they don't know how important it is to rest. So if you can see here, all our members, when they sign up, they go through a welcome assessment. This is a new way of approaching. It's not a classical interview. It's a welcome assessment that includes a blood test. We do blood tests to all of our members. We do a body composition scan. We do a physical test. We also do something that's more subjective. They do a questionnaire where they tell how they feel about their life, how they approach stress, how they relate with their jobs. And after that, we give all of them a personalized training program, okay? The training program is personalized, but our way to approach the training, okay, is through these 4 round things. That's the 4 spaces we have in the club for group exercise training, okay? We decided we want people to train in groups, to train with being part of a community. Even though they have an individual program, we have all the spaces. The spaces you can see here, that's a product we have at Innerflow. We have bonus space, the yoga, Pilates, and movement. We call it the Shala. It's a completely round Shala where we do all kinds of yoga, Pilates, and movement classes. We have a very small meditation room that we call it Zendo. It's a meditative for mindfulness, breath work, yoga nidra, all these kinds of activities, more mind and body. Then we have an outside, like a CrossFit box for the strength training outside. And finally, the cardio equipment, it's in a indoor cycling studio. Okay. Then there is the last part, the recovery part, where we have a very nice spa with cold plunge, hot plunge, saunas, infrared zone where people can rest. Okay. So that's our approach. And this is one round taking rounds that I usually say, deep learning talks. Okay, that's the next slide. Okay. And this is something that goes above the round thing you just saw before. This is the Innerflow lifestyle. That's what Innerflow wants to share to the world. It's a completely open book that we want to share, not only with our members, with the people that's coming to Innerflow and can and is in Barcelona and can come to our space and train, but to everybody. And these are the 4 pillars that compose the lifestyle. The first one is very distinctive for us, inner growth. I think we're one of the fewest fitness facility that's training people on the mind, on the mindset. To have a growth mindset means that you all know when you join, before you join a training program, you have decided it. Before you start a diet or a nutritional plan, you have decided it. So there is first one thing that happens in our mind that's very important for us, and we need to address that. Also, training is not easy. The goals don't get, I just join a club and I lose the weight I wanted to lose, or I feel good, or it needs time. It needs to be persuasive with that. So we need to tell people that it's not going to be easy sometimes, and you need to be there, stick there. So there is this mental part we want to teach. Then there is a nutrition part. Of course, it's a complement to the movement part, and it all ends up in the recovery part. So this Inner Flow lifestyle, it allows us to have a team every month. So we have 4 pillars. Each one of them, it has 3 sub thematics. Okay, and every month, everything that happens in the studio, it's related to one of these pillars. So at the beginning of the month, we have an expert that comes to Inner Flow and has a chat and gives knowledge to our members. So there's this part that we want people to know the why and to know the reasons of what they need to do to feel good. And everything that happens in the studio during that month, okay, it's related to one of these pillars. Okay, so
Emilio, that's fascinating. Could you tell us some sort of shape of the business? How big is it? How big is the building, the facility?
Inner Flow, I won't. It's divided in 2 floors, and it's 1,400 square meters. I don't know.
That's about 11,000 square feet. And how many members do you have?
As I told you, we opened 7 months ago today, and we reached 500 members.
500 members.
Yes.
And there's a monthly membership fee.
Yes, we have 2 options to join. We have the more flexible monthly membership. We request the minimum of 3 months to everybody because you do the blood test, you do a welcome assessment. So give us time to make sure that we can help you at least for 3 months, and then you can go. And this is 145 euros per month. So it's same in 145. Okay.
Who's drawing the blood? That's not a thing we can do in any gym. Who's like doing blood draws on the guests?
The blood test? Oh, it's it's called in Spanish autotoma. I don't know in English. You do it on your own. We give you a box, and it's you do it on your finger, and you send it by email. In 24 hours, you have the results. The results go to our member and to our team. So we have a welcome assessment team that does the welcome assessment and takes care of all the information. Okay, but I didn't answer all the question. It was the 3 months. Okay, and then we have a yearly membership. It goes down to 139 for people that wants to stick with us for a year. And then because we're in front of Barcelona in a touristic area, we have like the drop-ins for 1 day, one week or something like this.
Sure, people on the cruise ships and people
But
that
they don't do the welcome assessment. It's just they use the facility.
So what would you say is the main difference between Inner Flow and the clubs you have managed in the past that were more traditional gyms?
As I said, I've been working in the industry for a lot, and I've always been talking about the product of what we do. What are the classes we have? What machines we have? What products can we offer our members? This is the first time that I have the chance to work in an environment that's this 360 that sees the body as not just something that wants to get better to look better, but most all our members are looking for a place that understands that they don't just want to look good, they want to feel good and they want to age good. So, and surprisingly, it's very young people. We thought that this was something that was for older people. You get old and you start to worry. Oh my God, I want. And no, there is right now after pandemic, there is at least in Europe I can talk for like a new wave of young people interested in, and they come sometimes just for the spa today. No, today it's my spa day, and yesterday I trained strength, and tomorrow I do cardio. But today I go to the cold plunge. It's crazy cold plunge, to the sauna, etc.
So this hits on all of these themes that we're hearing around the world of guests wanting more, right? Whether it's a spa or a fitness workout class, we have 1 hour with the person and we can't influence the other 23, right? So now we're moving into an area where we're trying to impact them in more of their life and have a longer impact. That word that we're hearing is health span that people want. They don't want to just live longer. They want to be healthy. You don't want to be 90, but you're in bed, right? You want to be able to move. And I think that young people are learning that it starts now. So that's great. Thank you for sharing that with us. Let's move on to Daniel on the recovery theme. Oh, did you have a closing?
No.
On this recovery theme, Daniel, who owned 9 fitness clubs, saw an opportunity to dive deeper into that business. So let's hear from Daniel about what he's built.
Yeah. So first off, Lisa, great map there. I don't know how you figured out the square footage and everything. I assume you did that research prior. So we started back in about 2020, 2021. If some of you remember, we had kind of a coming out party at the Miami Ursa at that time. And what we realized quick in the game is that most of the modalities and everything we were focused on were completely revolved around recovery. Your red light, your cryo, cold plunging, compression boots. I mean, the list can go on and on and on and on. But as we started diving deeper back and then started peeling the layers and watched the revenue or the AUV start to fall flat, we noticed that we had new competition into the game. And who was that competition? Well, that competition was the gym owners. So the gym owners now are able, even my own personal gyms, have red light therapy beds, have cold plunges, have saunas, have Normatec boots, have pulse guns, have all types of these modalities that now that they're able to offer. So if you remember, those that are in the gym business about 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago, we all looked at recovery as, I think it's just a fad. It's never going to really stay around. Well, here it is, and everyone's offering it. So when I came on as CEO, we kind of reinvented our brand and what it is we wanted to do. And 2 of those pieces that we knew was going to be hard to kind of navigate through, especially for gym owners, was get more into the medical piece and get more into the esthetician or aesthetic piece. So some of the things that are really turning a good ROI in our brick and mortars are things such as HRT, TRT for men and women. We do utilize all your GLP-1 drugs. We utilize ED drugs, also sexual performance drugs for females as well. We do things as peptides, and what we are is just a human optimizational clinic. Some people call it spa, some people call it clinic. We're looking for that new term that kind of puts us in the middle, because what we think of when we say spa, or at least what I think of when I say spa, is somewhere that I send my wife to get pampered for the day. And when I say clinic, it sounds like you're walking into a doctor's office, getting your blood drawn, getting, a physical or whatever the case may be. So we're looking for this new term that, can be invented that gives us that middle threshold on the 2 platforms that we feel like we play inside of. So again, going back, when I came on, we reinvented the brand, got more into the medical space as well as the esthetician space. And one of the pieces that we're able to really piggyback off of is all the GLP-1 drugs that are running rampant. And I know a lot of people are here that have interest, if you've seen all the posts and magazines and everything regarding the GLP-1 drugs, which are doing great and giving great results for a lot of people. But the problem is that a lot of people are lack of educated in regards of nutrition and working out. So what we're getting is an abundance of people that are, the term that's being thrown around the industry now is called skinny fat. And unfortunately, a lot of these individuals that are riding this term skinny fat, regardless, will never join a gym, will never eat healthy, just doesn't care about that scenario. I mean, they would much so rather buy a blue or red pill type of situation. So what we've also done is started bringing in body contouring machines such as lasers or massage machines that can kind of help get rid of those that saggy skin or extra skin around the midsection or the arms or the lower back or whatever the case may be. Because what we found is that we were also missing that clientele that even though they were buying the GLP-1 drugs, nevertheless, at the end of the day, they still were not satisfied when in their room with no clothes on, looking in their own mirror. So we kind of brought that to the table in our brick and mortars. And I would fail to mention that, we are a franchise and a license model. And our second version, or our second product, is actually a brick and mortar or a kiosk model that drops inside the big health clubs and or hotels. One, for instance, that we have is in the Houstonian. If anybody's familiar with the Houstonian, we also have some in our partnerships with the Vita clubs out of the Northeast. And our third model is a complete virtual model that we allow you to be able to sell the drugs through our portal on our behalf. So such things that help with retention, such as TRT, GLP-1 drugs, or anything. 'Cause what we have found being also in the gym business is that clientele and your clientele or the gym business clientele for the most part is the same clientele. And if you're not offering those products, they're going somewhere else to get them. So how can you offer those products safe and efficient? Well, I can tell you that it's hard to navigate. Every state in the United States of America is practically like its own country. When you have to go through navigating through rules, regulations, laws, who can administer IVs, who can administer a shot, who can draw blood, where do these prescriptions come from, how and who can prescribe them. Every scenario, every state in the entire nation is different. And we've created a platform where we're able to navigate through that landscape for you and be able to deliver those drugs directly down to consumer, where we take the hands completely off of you through a revenue share model. And that's our newest model that we are displaying at our booth here at IHRSA, which is booth number 2733. If you would like to stop by and get more information, feel free. I'd love to have.
Great. Thank you. Daniel, how big is the average Covery, the brick and mortar version?
The brick and mortar standalone model is roughly around 1,500 square feet. And then the kiosk model, we can get creative with as small as 600 square feet. And then the virtual model is 0 square feet.
And in the brick and mortar model, what is the ratio of staff to revenue? I mean, you don't have service providers doing massages, do you? Is there that traditional piece, or is it all kind of more of the modern recovery?
No, man. So because we've more so morphed into the aesthetic piece and the medical piece, what a typical staff in a brick and mortar looks like is usually one front desk staff. I still call it front desk staff coming from the gym business. That is rock star at sales, preferably. Typically 1 to 2 nurses, depending on your AUV and your volume, and 1 esthetician. And then in regards of doctors, we have doctors groups that work with all of our franchisees and licensees that are all virtual as well.
So the doctors are how you do these GLP prescriptions.
The doctors and or nurse practitioners. Some of our units do have nurse practitioners.
Does anybody out here doing GLP from your facility right now? Anybody? A couple of you? Okay. Great. We'll come back to them with questions. I certainly have more, but I'd like to give Matt a chance to talk now. Matt has not a physical model. He has an app that's going to revolutionize us. So please go ahead and explain.
Okay, thanks. This is really good conversation. So our approach here is looking at how we'd take what you guys are doing in the clinical setting and how we'd personalize that or hyper-personalize that for each of your patients or each of your clients that comes in. And so we start by scanning a patient just with their smartphone. They can do that before or after they come into a clinical setting. We have an AI. Who here is familiar with AI by now? Hopefully everybody, but hands up if you haven't played around with AI yet. Hands up if you haven't heard of ChatGPT. There's always one, but maybe there's none in this room. Hands up if you've heard of a digital twin. Okay, only a couple. Hands up if you haven't heard of a digital twin.
Okay. A lot.
So I'm going to just at some point soon just demonstrate what I mean, because it's sometimes easy to understand. But the main things we're trying to solve always is client retention, increased revenue, all the usual conversations. So it actually comes down to if you can know exactly who your member is, exactly what they need, exactly what's right for them, then that actually helps with getting results, getting retention, getting referrals and those sorts of things. So what we are able to do is understand a member once they've been scanned about their unique biology, again, with hormones, nutritional deficiencies, brain activity, many other things, but we're also able to understand the psychology of the person. It sounds quite weird, but we've been doing this for a long time. What we found is the different phenotypes that you scan, different types of people, such as all of us sitting here on stage, all have different biological characteristics, but also different psychological characteristics. And it comes that there's many different phenotypes that actually think, act, and behave in the same way or have trends or tendencies that are similar. And so just by now doing a scan, we're able to understand your member, how they act, if they're likely to stick around for 3 days, 3 months, 6 months. You hear all the other talks say member retention for 6 months on average or 7 months on average, 12 months on average if you use this system. These are just literally, if you can understand a unique person, you know exactly how to actually be that difference to help keep them here for those reasons. So, and even the reasons why they would be here. So that's what our system essentially is. It's an AI brain is how we refer to it as. And then there's many different AI agents, just like a ChatGPT, that will do many different things for you. So there's AI agents that we call AI colleagues. So such as if you're in the gym setting, you might have an AI nurse that's there that can answer all your questions about, hey, my patient's coming in, should I give a specific peptide? If so, which peptide would be best? If I'm doing stem cell interventions, which stem cell interventions would be best? If I'm doing nutrition or sports nutrition, which recovery is going to be most helpful for them or for their gains to bulk, muscle, etc. And it's unique for each individual human. So it's really, really powerful to understand that about their nutrition, about sleep, about stress, but also about the interventions that you would do in a recovery setting or in a medical wellness or spa or clinic or whatever you would like to refer to it as.
So let me get this straight. You scan me and then you can tell how long I'll be a member and you can see in my brain. That's scary.
If we'd like to do a demo, then I'm open for that.
Yes, I would like to do a demo. I'm not afraid to show what's in my brain. It's not that full.
Is everybody open for a demo of this to see Lisa's brain? This is not rehearsed, by the way. We just met like 15 minutes ago. The scan that we'll do, we won't do a scan live now because it'd be logistically hard, but the different phenotypes. So again, who is familiar with body types? Most people know body types. All of you guys will be different body types. If you looked at Lisa, anyone know what body type Lisa would be? If you're coming out and model for us, Lisa. So Lisa would be an endomorph for those.
That doesn't sound good.
It's fine. We have a, thank you. Emily, what would anyone say for him for just body types? Ectomorph. Okay. So he would be a mesomorph ectomorph combo would be Amelia over here. We've been doing this for a very long time and we just met before as well, but I'll give an example with the AI of how it actually differentiate between these two. So our AI has been trained on all the different phenotypes that exist, all the different ways they go around the place, and all the understandings about that. So without actually even knowing about these guys right now, my AI, which is my digital twin, I'll introduce you to in just a minute, will know about the phenotypes and about the subgroups of the phenotypes to then be able to actually understand the predispositions of what you guys might need for recovery, for nutrition, for peptides, for anything you really want to ask. And it's really amazing. So this is the solution. This is just an AI solution that goes into any of your businesses. It has AI colleagues you can talk to from doctors, nurses, therapists, physical trainers, etc. that's there. It also has an AI member experience app that is branded for you that will literally talk to a human, well, an AI that's like a human in here. And you have that for your members. That literally solves pretty much every problem that you've got in the health and fitness. And if you're looking, if you guys are looking to scale, this is essentially what most people are looking for scale. We're in 140 countries with this technology. And it's becoming very, very popular now that AI is finally accepted since ChatGPT came out. Everyone's suddenly very interested in using AI. So
let me get this straight. The point of it is that if I'm a gym owner and I bring in your app, it's going to help me with my retention of members and it's going to help me deliver or personalize service to them.
Yeah, so it's actually, if you think of it like an AI brain more than an app, there's an AI brain that will come in for your clinic. It will actually help you with in terms of your personalized marketing for different neurotypes. It'll help you with different member management, how your booking systems, all those things, just AI-driven, AI first is a platform. Then it will also have an app that your members have, which is an AI first app where they can talk to an AI like a human. I'll demonstrate in just a minute. They can help you understand more about your nutrition and your sleep. It can give you meditations to fall asleep at night. It can tell you if you're in a shopping center, what you should put in. I can even do a demonstration if we like here. If you're in Las Vegas at the Mandalay Bay Resort, where should you eat with nutrition and profiles for the menu that's matched to your specific biology and phenotypology. So it's very, very powerful AI that can do that for you. And it also has a portal that you can access as the gym or health club to understand every metric you need to know about your business, about your members, and about where to next.
So this is different than anything on the market currently.
We haven't seen anything else like this yet on the market, but there's a lot of AI starting to pop up around the place. I think the main difference, what we like to do, and you'll see the difference between something like what we have versus a ChatGPT. ChatGPT, you can ask about what training program should I do, what nutrition should I take, etc. But the key piece that's missing with most of the language models is it doesn't understand about your unique difference. It misses the human piece. And that even if you do the test, even if you have, let's say the three of us here, all have the same tests. So we all have the same, we happen to get our blood drawn. We all have exactly the same readings. We happen to get our, whatever our psych test done, we all happen to have exactly the same things. What this system will do will be able to predict the differences between us and give us different interventions because it will know that Amelie, being we have different phenotype names, but being an alkaline activator is the cross between the mesomorph and the ectomorph. He has actually a shorter digestive system than what you do. If we actually did surgery on both of you right now and took that out and measured, you would be a couple of inches longer in your gastrointestinal tract than what Amelia would be. So there's a lot of very specific nuances biologically and physiologically that happen in each body. And this will consider all those things in an answer, which is just unable to do in a large language model.
So gyms pay a licensing fee to you for this?
They do. So we have the model that we have is designed as a licensing fee, but it's designed as an additional revenue stream.
Let me ask you, Matt, if I'm having this in my gym, who's talking to me? Like it's not, do you have to make your own digital twin?
So as a member, you have your own digital twin. So as part of the onboarding process, you'll have a scan that you do just with your own smartphone. Or if at the gym, people just use an iPad as well if you're doing the onboarding for them. And then they'll have their own digital twin they can interact with through their own app that's there. And that app is branded as your gym or your health club. So it's your brand. They interact with a digital twin that's through that brand. And then as trainers or staff in your club, you'll also have a digital twin that you can talk to ask any questions about marketing support, about training support, such as I could just talk to, if this was my digital twin that's supporting me in the club and I was a trainer, I could sit here and say, hey, could you tell me the best programs that I should do for sports nutrition or for recovery or for high intensity training for Lisa right now? It'll tell me what's there. So, okay, that's great. Thanks so much. Could you actually just push that right now to Lisa's app that she's got at home, update her training program, her diet plan, her meal plans and everything so it shows up in the next 10 seconds in her app because she's about to be at the shopping center and she's about to get her food ordered for the next week. That's how this works. So this is AI first. It's a very revolutionary approach to understanding things. And this is all, the background of everything here is medical. So it's all trained in evidence. Everything is evidence-based, trained in medicine. And it's all scientifically validated. We actually looked at huge studies over the last 5 years tracking people to look at what would happen if they used this AI. We showed reversal of heart disease, reversal of diabetes, reversal of obesity, improvements in every wellness variable, sleep, stress, vitality, all against international gold standards. We just had the first published paper at the end of last year. The next one's about to come out, and there's a few more coming out. So this is just an AI in a smartphone. This is no doctors, no health coaches, no trainers, just an AI on a smartphone.
Do you think that the consumers seeing these results are better at listening to themselves than their medical providers? What's the reason for that?
Well, there's a lot of interesting research that's coming out. Who has looked at the research on AI versus medical and health professionals? Anyone been interested to go down that track? It's a little scary how good AI is even now. They showed they did research on doctors actually to show how accurate the doctors were with looking at interventions or diagnosis for patients. They showed that it was, interestingly enough, an AI was 92% accurate with the diagnoses. A doctor was 74% accurate with the diagnoses. And more interesting enough, they looked at AI guided with a doctor. So doctor with AI that's there, and actually showed only 76%. So actually, an AI alone was more effective than doctors using AI. And they went back and did research on that to ask the doctors why that was. And it's because the doctors said, well, the AI told us that answer. We didn't really want to believe it. We just wanted to do our own thing. So AI is becoming a really strong player in this market. We obviously look at the medical backing, but the translation of this, as you can see in the fitness industry, is very, very powerful for looking after your members, what their needs are when they come to your gym, but also outside of that. With this information or with the AI, you can stream your classes through the app to members at home. If something like COVID happens, or if you're doing things that are there, they can have everything in the palm of their hands as you need, all grounded for your gym and get the AI first information.
Well, that was fascinating. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I certainly did. I want my own digital twin now. So in closing, we have a few minutes left. First of all, does anyone have any questions specifically for any of the panelists? I mean, this is a lot of information in a short amount of time. You may be saying, well, how do I do this in my facility? What is my next step? So we're happy to take a question. Sir, with your hand up back there in the black. So the question is, how does the franchise model of recovery factor in all of the medical issues? As Daniel himself says, state to state, it's very different to navigate that landscape to give people the right prescription.
Yeah, great question. So maybe I should rephrase some of the quote unquote black market peptides or anything that's not approved. We don't really dibble or dabble in. Yes, all of our doctors are licensed in 50 states, so they do help us navigate through the laws. They are the ones that hold the malpractice insurance and so on and so forth. So, the name of the game is to optimize your health. And so we can't cure every cause. So when it comes down to your example of estrogen, we kind of don't really dig deep enough into estrogen when it comes to that particular question that you asked. But in regards of finding peptides and everything else, we have a white label pharmacy that we use that we're able to do, a group purchasing order through, and pharmacists on our staff that also help us navigate through the laws on what we can and can't offer in each individual state as well as a nation as a whole.
I have a question for Emily. Because your club is so new, would you say that many of the people coming are on the younger side? I mean, are they embracing it? Do they get it right away? This whole holistic approach to health and how it's different than gym? Has it been a hard sell?
Yes, people is younger. That's also because of the location. So I think location for fitness facilities it's very important. And right now, my facility is located in a building that has other businesses. One of them it's the biggest hub for impact and tech companies of Europe.
So a tech hub is in the same building. That's pretty great.
So I have like 900 people, very, very young, very, very smart from all over Europe. And that's my main public. And that's the people I've noticed that has this mindset that I'm telling you that even they are young, they have a different way of seeing the body and the wellness and health.
How many members do you hope to have at Interflow? What's your target number?
It depends on the upselling. I have also personal training. I have nutrition. I have a functional and medicine doctor also coming, and it depends of that if it gives me a lot of revenue or not. We try to be a premium facility. That means to have a space, to have always a shower available, always a locker available, always a space for the class. So I need to work on that to make sure that the experience is good.
That's a great conclusion to this panel. Thank you all for joining us. I'm sensitive of the time. The panelists will be around if you have a question, but please give them a round of applause. I hope you enjoyed it.